Hello, and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. Well, here's a bit of an interesting surprise in a good way. According to the AP, the National Basketball Association training facilities are going to open on Friday, or to use their word, reopen. So here was the NBA was the first major group to fall down when the cootie hit. If you remember the order, it made total sense. That player got tested and came back positive, and then the other one who decided to lick everything, he came back a few days later and he was positive as well. But anyways, so moments before the game, the NBA said, "We're done. Thank you very much for visiting. Have a lovely ride home. Bye-bye." And so then the dominoes fell. If the NBA goes down, then, and it's not safe to be in an arena, then why on earth would Disneyland be allowed to remain open? To which Disney had no decent reply. So then Disneyland went down. And then when Disneyland went down, everybody asked, well, wait a minute, if it's not safe to go to a basketball game because of an arena, and you definitely can't go to a theme park, why are my kids still going to school? And then the schools went down, and then that was all you needed. Once you got those three, you just like, and it's all done. And a month and a half later, here we are. We have found out from countless reports, as the statistics keep getting updated, that the death rate isn't 2%. It isn't 3%. It is 0.01. I know, you were hoping for 007. But nope, no license to kill here. So we've also found out the confirmation of what those of us who've been studying this already knew at the beginning, was it kills old people. It kills those with underlying issues. We just know what those are better now. And they're different than what we thought at the beginning. Because we thought it was going to be lung stuff. It's like, nope. Its favorite meal is old people. Its favorite side dish is people with diabetes or hypertension, also known as high blood pressure to normal people. Yep. That's its favorite dishes. So it really didn't turn out to be a lung thing at all. And we also learned that the ventilators were a malusage because the ventilators are to help people breathe in and out. Well, since it wasn't really a lung thing, it was an oxygen thing. Less than 20% of the people, depending on which report you read, it can be as little as 2%. But I read anywhere from 2 to 20% of the people that were on the ventilators. Those are the only ones that made it. So 80% on a good side didn't, because on the bad side, 98% of the people that went on a ventilator didn't work. So all the hustling for the ventilators was a good idea at the time. It was the wrong cure for the wrong cootie, I guess. All right, so now we found out that, and there's so many other doctors that are going, why are you guys still on lockdown? This is already spread. It's in the general population everywhere. Why are you doing all of these precautions when pretty much everybody's got it? The herd immunity is getting thicker and thicker, and that's a good thing. And every virus that comes along like this, you either hide from it, which is quarantine. It really is quarantine, not lockdown, because lockdown doesn't work. We're all out shopping. I mean, if you lived in California, the traffic is still fairly thick. It is not abandoned out there like we were promised. The skies are. There's barely any planes flying. But on the roads, holy mackerel. And I went out to go do my shopping. I went to Walmart and Costco. Walmart was packed to the gills. I had to do the whole circle thing for a parking space. This is during lockdown, hello. And yes, everybody was wearing masks, even though it was 1,000,000 degrees, and that was uncomfortable. And they were doing the 6 feet, and they were limiting how many people go in, but the place was still filled. All right? Costco, everybody knows Costco has made just major amounts of bank throughout this era. So, of course, they were doing good. We all know that. So the NBA broke it, and it looks like the NBA might be the one to fix it. Except, let's get deeper into the story, shall we? And this is what it's going to look like in the new days when they play, hey, look, there's 3 people. Bingy, 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 bingy. Anyways, It says NBA players will be allowed to return to team training facilities starting Friday, provided that their local governments do not have a stay-at-home order prohibiting such movements still in place as part of the response to the cootie pandemic, which means there's going to be a lot of pressure. Oh, this is Florida, by the way. See Miami? There's going to be a lot of pressure to make them essential workers. Boy, if you've ever seen the movie Schindler's List, the fact that they chose essential workers, apparently they didn't, the people that used that term again hadn't seen the movie. It's not used in a good way in that movie. It's not used in a good way now either. Any workouts that take place would be voluntary. Yeah, because there's no peer pressure going on from all the other players. You know, in a competitive league at the top of the field, there's nobody going to be like, gee, I don't know if I should do it. Oh, and it's not like they're not overflowing with testosterone. And to be, I'm talking about the men's NBA, not the WNBA, but if you want to say the WNBA too, that's your business. All right, and be limited to individual sessions. Right. Only. Right. According to a person familiar with the league's decision. Now here's where you get to the Magic part. Not Magic Johnson, wrong basketball player. The person spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity Saturday because the directives from the league are not released publicly. Shh, we want to go back to work. But if we say we want to go back to work, they might think that a bunch of people on the league, hello, which is majority African American, or black people, they actually have both, they're gonna say we're supporting Trump because Trump wants America to go back to work. So shh, hush, little baby, don't say a word. All right. The person spoke to the Associated Press on the condition of anonymity because it wasn't released publicly. Group practices would not be allowed yet, and teams will not be permitted to organize in-person workouts. Surprised I didn't use the word yet there. But, wow, these people did not go to school to learn how to write. You don't start a paragraph with the word but. But they did. So all that stuff you learned in school, completely useless. This guy got paid to do it, completely useless. Anyways, but as certain states and municipalities, I know how to talk, begin loosening restrictions on personal movement, the NBA decided it was time to let players return to their practice courts, if only on a limited basis. And just like the dominoes fell once the NBA called the game, and it went NBA, Disneyland, schools, everything, they're hoping, I can guarantee you, they're hoping the dominoes fall up instead of down this time. So I don't want to beat on this too much because I don't know jack about sports. I mean, if they want to play basketball on the field, let them play. Yes, I did know enough that was a joke, okay. But really beyond that, I'm not going to do well. So let's see if they can get the dominoes to reverse. And they're doing it in secret. That's why it's an AP story on the internet where everybody's reading it, and I'm putting it on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the future. Stay safe. Watch your hands.